you want to make something new that hasn't been done before, you have to sort of think outside of the box and not follow like an instruction manual.
And that's exactly what Robin Finney is doing.
I think a lot of people spend a lot of their time trying to just work, and they're sort of missing out on a really big aspect of humanity, really. I mean, we are creative creatures.
By day, she's an avionics technician for the Coast Guard.
I work on the aircraft that we have stationed here.
But when the pandemic hit in 2020, like many of us, Finney wanted to find a hobby, getting creative and thinking outside of the box with balloons.
What kind of hobby would be great for my niece and nephew? Because they live in Washington State, and I wasn't sure when I'd get to see them again. So I thought, oh, balloons, they're the perfect age for balloons. They're gonna get like so much fun out of it.
So she bought some balloons and started practicing.
Oh, that popped. I had a coworker, she was on vacation for a couple of weeks. So I started to just bring them into work and fill up her office every day with the stuff that I made. And by the time she got back, her office was totally full, and she loved it, and her kids loved it. And a lot of people at work saw, and they started to ask me if I could make balloons for their kids' birthdays.
Finney had no idea that this hobby would blow up like it has.
Shortly after that, I started getting requests from outside of work, from people in town.
Her passion for balloon art has really grown. She started an Instagram page to show off the work she's created so far.
I really like making the numbers. You can really stylize them to be unique for anyone. The most complicated thing I've made so far is the dragon, and I'd love to make another one of those. And I would love to do bigger builds, and I think a lot of the stuff I see, it takes like a team of people. Yeah. But gosh, that would be so cool one day to try and work with a team of other balloon people.
And remember, this is her hobby after all.
I do go to school and I do have a job, so if you would like balloons, the more advance notice you can give me, the better. So like 2 weeks is doable, 4 weeks is definitely, that'll probably get you in.
It's been 3 years now since we started this program statewide. In the events we've done here in Traverse City, we've donated multiple pounds of clothes to the Women's Resource Center, and the reaction we're getting is great. It's a real good feel-good thing for us to do for our local community.
The recent weather is a chilling reminder of their mission: help keep the community warm. The Breweries versus Frostbite event is a chance for people to donate new or gently used hats, gloves, jackets, and boots to those in need.
With these monosyllabic temperatures that we've been having recently, and every time you leave the house, you realize that there are other people that don't have the luxury of wearing warm outerwear. And so we thought we'd use our platform collectively as Michigan breweries to do something good with our platform and collect hats, gloves, outerwear to donate to local charities.
They don't have a specific donation goal in mind. They just want their IPAs to have an impact.
We want to make sure that it's as impactful or more impactful than the year prior. You know, it's grown every year, and for us, you know, we don't necessarily have a goal other than that we feel good walking away from the event and that we've, you know, made a difference.
It feels good for you to come in and donate hats and gloves, but you also get to try some amazing Michigan beers. In this case, Sheboygan Brewing Company, Black Rocks, and Saugatuck.
Drinking great Michigan beer for a great cause.
Everybody here is super excited as well to be a part of this event, and I can see this happening here for a long time because, again, you know, neighborhood and community, you know, everybody coming close together. Even though we're from breweries all across the state, I think that all of us being in the same place and just doing some good is great, and doing it with Little Bows, we couldn't be more excited about it.
My clients originally bought it to build their cabins on it, and they just got too busy and life got in the way, and they decided now with the real estate market the way it is and social distancing, you can't get much more distant than buying an island.
It's a beautiful blank slate that you can customize to your heart's desire, your own private island with a peculiar name, shape, and backstory.
So Frying Pan Island, story has it that a gentleman happened upon it and there was a frying pan sitting there. But I had thought because of the shape, because it's circular and then it's got a pier that goes out, that it's kind of shaped like a frying pan. So who knows if it's lore or not.
The island has a pier that was built by the Army Corps of Engineers and was home to a lighthouse until it was removed in the late 1980s. Now, it's ready to be transformed into a seasonal or year-round home, a business opportunity, or any other use you can imagine.
You've got the acreage, and as long as you can have the infrastructure to support it, I'll tell you, it'd be kind of cool to take a little ferry ride or a little boat ride over to the island and stay there. And so that could be a very unique Airbnb situation where it's a vacation rental destination.
From rustic cabin to stunning mansion and everything in between, this nearly 3.5-acre island is a superb setting for any up-north retreat.
What's unique about this property is a lot of times when you're buying real estate on the Great Lakes, you don't own the bottomlands. You own to what's called the ordinary high water mark. And in this case, there's between 60 and 70 acres of bottomlands that come with. So for instance, a marina has to approach the state of Michigan to get a bottomlands lease. So in this case, one that buys the island wouldn't have to, and they could have their own little marina provided the necessary agencies approve it. You could have your own private marina and your own private island. What more could you ask for?
The chemistry is growing as the days go by with the help from Captain Dylan Larkin. But some newer faces are bringing that leadership style too, like David Perron, who signed with Detroit this summer. His former St. Louis Blues teammate Ville Husso, who is now also a Red Wing, sees Perron as a vocal leader.
Pretty loud guy, so I think he'll bring some energy on the room and locker room, and he knows how to handle everybody, so it's great to have him here as well.
For many of the younger players, now is the time to start focusing on their own skills. Lucas Raymond, who impressed Friday night when playing one-on-one against Larkin, is prioritizing himself to benefit the overall team.
My biggest focus is to develop as a player and as a person, trying to take steps in every part of the game. So my biggest focus is probably just myself, trying to get better, trying to help the team get better.
Now head coach Derek Lalone states that everything starts with the defense, something that the goalies are taking to heart. Goalie Ville Husso and Alex Nedeljkovic are the tenders to look out for early this season, both competing for time in the crease. Husso sees competition within the team as a great problem for the Detroit defense.
You need to have two good goalies, and I think it's a good situation for me and Ned to battle for the spot. And whoever wins more games, I bet whole play, and it's a good situation for us.